Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We are going to be talking about Monday Night Raw. It literally just ended about a minute or so ago. So, if you missed the show, I can recap it for you very quickly. Or you can go back into the Netflix app and go and watch. This episode of Monday Night Raw. It was okay in certain parts. It was a little slow, but it was a decent show nonetheless. Rico, what are you talking about? I didn't watch the George Lopez show, so I would not be the best one to tell you what happened with that. But let's get it started. So, Monday Night Raw started out with a match, if I recall. I could be wrong, but I don't think that it started off with Jey Uso. Jey Uso was out there talking to the fans and, of course, addressing Logan Paul because Logan Paul is his opponent this Saturday at Backlash. And, of course, Paul Heyman comes out. Paul Heyman comes out and makes it very clear that Seth Rollins is getting the title back because the title grants him a certain level of power that he doesn't have now. He claims that Jey Uso doesn't understand that power, nor does he know how to wield it. Therefore, he should not be the one to carry it. He understands that Jey Uso got his first title. He's proud of him, but it's time for him to give the title back to the person who rightfully deserves it and owns it, and that is none other than Seth freaking Rollins. He says he's going to give him the chance to pick the time when he will compete against Seth freaking Rollins for the championship. He can pick anytime, anywhere, and Seth will oblige. And of course, Jey Uso, being goaded and manipulated, he chose tonight to defend his championship. Now you have to remember, Jey Uso is going to be competing Saturday against Logan Paul for his title. He put his title on the line today. That never ends well. But given what we just saw, it was kind of obvious that was going to happen. But then again, the way the match went down, you didn't really know if anybody was going to come or be there today on Monday. But we did get saved. The match went on, and it was a great match between Seth and Jey Uso. I will give Seth Rollins this. He has the ability to pull the best out of everyone that he faces, and he makes them look good while doing it. And even he will rise to the occasion if his opponent rises to the occasion. And that is exactly what happened between him and Jey Uso today. It was a great match between these two men. Jey Uso really gave a lot in this match. It was fun. There were some parts where you didn't know if Jey Uso was going to be able to kick out. You didn't know if Seth was going to be able to kick out. That last transition where Jey Uso hit him with the spear, hit him with the frog splash. I thought it was over then. That was when Sami came out, but it wasn't. Seth was able to kick out, which is unheard of, okay? It was an excellent match between the two. But ultimately, he could not best Jey Uso, even though he attempted to cheat every single step of the way. From Braun Breaker to Paul Heyman, he cheated and used every aspect in his book to possibly get one over on Jey Uso. But just like any other arrogant, pompous, wannabe ruler and tyrant, they always don't allot for the X factor. And with Seth Rollins being on both sides of the fence, you would assume that he would have allotted for CM Punk returning or Roman returning at the bare minimum. But he's so arrogant, so caught up in his own way that he is not looking at all aspects of the map. If you're making plans, Mr. Architect, you should have allotted for CM Punk to return. That was an error on your part, and it's very weird that your own wise man didn't allot for CM Punk either, seeing as how he was his best friend for years, and he was once his wise man. So I'm just trying to understand. Are both of you cabbages? Do both of you have your heads up your ass? Or are they up Braun Breakers? Because I would imagine with the two of you probably being the most cerebral thinkers next to Triple H in the WWE, that you would have allotted for this. You would have had a plan for a returning CM Punk. But you thought that those curb stomps that you served both of those men was going to keep you where you needed to be at the top of the mountain. Sad. It's very sad. What's the matter? You okay?
So I was telling Verso about her husband.
Oh.
He asked her about how she became a farmer and ended up being a teacher at the school.
Hold on. I'll hold the thought. So that all happened at the beginning and at the end of the show. CM Punk returned, took out Seth and Braun Breaker. I wish he would have got his hands on Pauline. But, Paul Heyman's still sticking to the fact that he was the one who was damaged in all this and that he is the victim. Sure, Paul, whatever makes you happy. Penta had a match against JD McDonough, a pretty good match, if I say so myself. I have to say, majority of the matches on the Raw card were solid matches as well. These two went at it, and of course, there was a lot of interference from the Judgment Day, to which led to them being kicked out. Judgment Day was removed from the match, but in a weird way, like they had the goddamn, what's his face? What's that man's name? They had Chad Gable come out there going after Penta. I mean, sure, I guess. I just didn't understand the logic behind it. I mean, I get that he's not a fan of the luchadors, but like, wouldn't it make sense for El Grande Americano to be the one to go out there? You know what I mean? I don't know. Something just seemed odd, but whatever. He went out there and attacked, and of course, Chad Gable, the Judgment Day have their eyes set on Gable and Penta now. Whatever the hell that means. But backstage, Liv Morgan is going to be off for a month. She's going to be filming a movie. And Raquel's still there for whatever reason. And of course, Dominic's like, I didn't know being champion was going to be like this hard. Like, everybody's coming after me. I'm like, bro, what did you expect? You have a title. Everybody's going to want it. Did you think you were going to be able to win a championship and just sit on the sidelines? That's not how this works. Please do yourself a favor. Grow up, Dominic. Grow up. He was like, Finn, why don't you take care of him? He's all in my business. Why don't you take care of him? Now, essentially where this came from was AJ Styles making it very clear as to whoever wins at Backlash, he was coming after them for the title, because it was announced earlier that at Backlash, Dominic Mysterio will be defending his Intercontinental Championship against Penta. So, AJ Styles made it very clear that he was coming for whoever wins the title. Doesn't care who has it. If it's you, if it's Penta, doesn't matter. He's coming after him. All right, cool. Love that for us. So he tells, he basically says, why don't you take care of him? Talking to Finn Balor. Finn Balor's like, you want me to do your dirty work for you? Like, what the fuck? And then he kind of straightens up, like, sure, no problem. I'll take care of him. So next week, it's going to be AJ Styles versus Finn Balor. Basically, Rio was like, hey, this used to be your OG. This used to be your homeboy. Why don't you, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you go over there and talk to your homeboy? And if he don't listen, why don't you whoop his ass for me right quick, soften him up? So if I do have to get over there, you already took care of him. Being like, bitch, I don't want to do your dirty work. The fuck? Girl. But he accepted anyway. He ended up accepting. So it is what it is, honey. Day was fine. Thank you for asking. AJ said Truth told him where the clubhouse is, and I couldn't help but laughing. Child, it ain't like they can miss it. It's in an open hallway. Shit, we all know where the clubhouse is, bitch. Like Roxanne up against Io Sky, another very good matchup between the two of these women. It was a good match. Now Rhea Ripley is over in Perth doing press work and tour work for WWE's upcoming event later on this year with Crown Jewel Perth. They also are going to have Monday Night Raw in Perth, and I don't remember if they said SmackDown was going to be there, but there are going to be a couple of live in Perth. That whole weekend, they're going to be in Perth. So Rhea Ripley was doing a lot of press and tour over there. So she was not there to be some help, backup for Io Sky. Roxanne Perez ended up losing to Io Sky on this transition of roll-ups between the two of them, which it was just so clean and so pristine. And it led to her getting pinned. Match over. Now Roxanne made it look like she was like, okay, you got the best of me. You're the better woman. And shook her hand and got out the ring. And this left, of course, Io Sky open to attack from Julia. Now, if you don't watch NXT, then you won't understand the dynamic between these two. These two have come to an agreement, Julia and Roxanne. They are at a point where both of them understand what it means to be champion and what it means to lose a title. And that's where their bond has been solidified. To me, I'm not finna sit Kiki with my op under no circumstances. I don't like that bitch and she don't like me. And just because we got enemies that we both don't give a shit about does not mean that I'm gonna now like you, ho. Nah, I'm cool. I'm straight. Congratulations. SmackDown is happening. Yeah, okay, so it is going to be happening in Perth as well. Mackenzie Johnson, hello, how are you? Mackenzie says, I don't want Rhea nowhere near Io Sky Championship title. Rhea need to go to SmackDown when they do the shakeup draft. I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but I mean, at some point, I think that they're doing kind of help build up Roxanne. And of course, when Julia makes a transition from NXT, build her up as well. She's now being more acclimated to the Raw roster. They're working two shows. So I think that is interesting. I think that having them come over to Raw is setting up the next set of anchors for Raw's next set of stars. They did the same thing with Rhea Ripley, with Charlotte Flair, the same thing with Bianca Belair, with Charlotte, and with Becky at one point. She also had that same impact or fight Bailey and her crew at the time. So it's definitely something that is supposed to happen. It's happening the way it's going to happen now. I don't think Rhea Ripley is going to end up taking the title from Io, but they're definitely going to fight for that championship. And I know that's not something you want to see, Mackenzie, but Rhea is one of the top girls. It's just inevitable at this point. They just two dumb bitches telling each other exactly. Like, I mean, that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. Anywho's, so Julia attacked her. They went on a full attack on Io Sky, and I don't remember what happened after that. I just remember they both beat her down. Nobody was there to come out there to save Io, but they beat her down pretty bad. So, and that was it when it came to the women. This match happened, and at first it was pretty decent, but of course, Otis ended up suffering a loss to Rusev. Rusev then went on the attack on not only Otis, but of course on his partner Akira Tozawa. This led to Maxine like really being distraught about her guys being tore up. Natalia was out there to help her friend, to cope and everything, but it was a pretty bad situation all around, to the point where they had to like literally pull Rusev off of Otis because he wouldn't let him go. It's a pretty nasty situation. So I don't know where exactly they're going to go with Rusev. It looks like eventually Rusev's probably going to make his way to that Intercontinental Championship. If that's the case, what the fuck ever. I just don't give a shit enough about Rusev to care about what he's doing. They're going back to his OG build when he first got to WWE, and I just don't care. I'm gonna be honest. And I hate that. But I don't care. I'm gonna call them the loser club. I can't with you. All right. So the other women's segment we had was with Becky. Becky Crossfire had her ass out there crying again about not being respected, claiming she took out the garbage, and Bailey, the trash is out. I took out the trash, and you're mad that I took out the trash. You're mad about trash. Why are you mad at me about trash? You're booing me like I'm the evil one, like I'm the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy. Okay? Let me tell you something, Crossfire. Nobody, and I mean this with my whole chest, nobody owes you and your raggedy ass husband a goddamn thing. You nothing. Okay? They don't owe you nothing. You don't deserve nothing, therefore you don't get nothing. Okay? I don't know what you are on, but your ass is really getting on my damn nerves. Now, I'm going to keep this in kayfabe for now, but I'm going to go outside kayfabe in a minute because I told y'all every chance I got, I was going to bring it back to Charlotte because y'all sat up here on this internet for months and disrespected that woman and called her everything you could think of. And this bitch is running around the WWE doing exactly what you accused Charlotte of doing, and I don't hear a motherfucking peep. I ain't hearing nothing. Why y'all not booing her out the rafters the way y'all boo Charlotte when she get ready to talk? Yeah, y'all boo when she come in there, but y'all low-key boo and cheer on some John Cena shit. Like you don't understand what you're watching and you don't know if you have to boo her or cheer her. Y'all wild as fuck. But let's stick to the kayfabe. Becky, that girl Lyra don't owe you nothing. She don't owe you nothing. You brought your ass to WrestleMania so you can get a huge pop. Let's keep it all the way real. In the words of Trick Williams, let's talk about it. You came back at WrestleMania because you was gonna get a huge pop. Your ass got beat from by Liv Morgan, and instead of you keeping your ass there and fighting a good fight, you decided you had to leave. Fine, you're gone. Congratulations, you took a break. Well deserved. Love that for you. And then you come back. After this is well after Bailey has already been traded. Okay. This is well after the show has moved on past you. You come back and make it all about Bailey, like it's Bailey's fault. I attacked her because she's a trash person to me. You were a trash human being to a lot of fucking people. Bitch. During your heel run, you were horrible to a lot of fucking people. And to be honest with you, if I was Bianca, I would pay your ass dust. Do you understand me? Because for a fucking year, you was running around WWE giving people hell. I like how y'all always seem to forget. You forget when you're a heel, when you're doing the things that you're doing, you forget, but everybody's supposed to somehow bow down to you.
Okay.
They're supposed to bow down to you and pay you and pay you respect. Respect for what, bitch? I'm not doing that. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But whatever it is, you need to, whatever beef you got, you need to grill it up and eat it. Okay? Because your mama Trish Stratus, your husband Seth Rollins, and his daddy Paul Heyman is getting on my last nerve. My last good nerve. Okay? You getting on my nerves. You coming in the ring, you done said trash and garbage 17 times in the same sentence to describe one human being. Never mind the fact, if we keep it all the way real, your ass came back and for a storyline that we didn't need. We didn't need that. We don't need to see none of that. We didn't need to hear that. We don't care. You're mad at Lyra because you feel like she disrespected you. How? How does she disrespect you, love? In what capacity? You needed her as much as she needed you. There was no room on the card for your ass to come back to WrestleMania. You didn't win no Royal Rumble. You had no match, no championship. Bitch, you had nothing. You had nothing, nada. So what was you going to come back and do? For real. Genuine question. What were you going to come back and do? Besides get on people's nerves. Girl, go have the day that you deserve. Please. Please go have the day that you deserve. All I want you to do is stop acting like the world owe you something because you've made all these accomplishments. Bitch, so what? So what? If we was doing trade and barter systems on people having accomplishments, black people would be ahead by millions right now. Do you understand me? So just like the rest of us, no, you don't get a pat on your back for doing what you're supposed to do. No, you don't get a pat on your back for advancing in the women's division. No, you don't. You know what you get? You get put in the Hall of Fame. You get a belt and you go sit your raggedy ass down somewhere. And that's it. Because the world is going to keep on moving. Yeah, we were there. We saw it. Acknowledgement made. Now, can we move the fuck on? Now, all you bitches that was telling me I was dead ass wrong, that I don't, you don't owe Charlotte no apology. Well, how come it's okay for Becky to behave the way you accuse Charlotte of behaving, and y'all don't get that hoe the same smoke? I want her to be booed out the rafters to where she can't talk too. Why you not doing that to her? Why you not making it so she can't cut her promos on TV? Where's the same smoke? Oh, I get it. Her last name not Flair. Oh, she doesn't act like she owns the world. That's what y'all said Charlotte does. Becky just admitted that she do. Becky literally got her ass out there and said, without me, Lyra Valkyria wouldn't be shit. The women's division ain't shit without me. That's what she said. Bailey is garbage. That's what she said. And this is what I'm talking about. Y'all are so hypocritical. Y'all will destroy Charlotte and use everything that has happened to her against her to do it. But y'all give Becky a free pass to be an asshole. You really do. And that's crazy to me. That's crazy. That's crazy. Storyline wise, none of this makes any sense. Why are you recycling a story that your own predecessor did to you? What was it, 2 years ago? Was it not 2 years ago? The thank you Trish shit, wasn't that the storyline 2 years ago? And here you are coming back talking about you want to be thanked because of everything that you've done. A bitch, you better go suck a dick or something. The fuck? Girl, fuck wrong with you? It's recycled, it's old, it's tired. And this is all you could come up with. 17 brains in the back, collectively, probably more. And this is the best you could come up with Lyra Valkyria. You know what I would have respected? I would have respected if Becky had returned on Monday and took out Lyra Valkyria after Mania and said, bitch, I want your championship. I want to add another history-making notch to my belt. Right? Right? I could respect that. I'm like, shit, it's a new title in play. Go get you some, Becky. You feel me? But for you to come back at WrestleMania and get another fucking title, lose it the next night, and then blame Lyra for your shortcomings along with hers, not to mention you created this problem in the first fucking place by taking out Bayley before Mania. And you got the audacity to sit your bony ass up here on TV talking about some, you made Lyra Valkyria who she is. Okay, bitch. Well, then why you can't just take credit for the damn championship she got? Problem solved. She came from your womb, right? Okay, want to be Toni Storm. But I can tell you this. The difference between you and Toni is that your execution of a storyline is late, it's tired, and it's boring. Whereas Toni put 150, matter of fact, all into her storyline with Mariah May. And it was one of the greatest women's storylines in wrestling history. Not in just AEW history, in wrestling history. It's one of the greatest rivalries in wrestling history. And they borrowed from real American cinema. And you bring your ass back for you to come on TV just to do this weak ass story with Lyra Valkyria so you can get another title that you can add to your arsenal. And this is how you plan on advancing the women's division. You can say what you want to about Charlotte, but at least Charlotte is like, if you want my throne, then you are going to have to take it from me. I'm not coming back here to take nothing from nobody that ain't already mine. If you want my throne, then you're going to have to take it from me. Give it up to Tiffany Stratton because the bitch fought hard and she kept her title. Charlotte is the one who had everything. She didn't have nothing to lose, but Tiffany's ass had everything to lose. And she was able to best her. She beat her. But y'all sat here and said that Charlotte was rude. She was greedy. She taken away from the women's division. Charlotte ass ain't took away from nothing from nobody. But Becky has. Bayley's WrestleMania moment this year, gone because of Becky. The next night, title's gone. What Becky do? Blame Lyra Valkyria. And you dredging up a 3 or 4 year feud between you and Bayley. Bayley ain't even. Bailey hasn't even been around you this last year that you were on the Raw roster before you took your hiatus. Bailey wasn't even there. Bailey was over on SmackDown. If you really had an issue with Bailey, you could have beat Bailey's ass over on SmackDown a long time ago. Just tell the truth. You wanted another championship, and you knew the surprise of going up against Liv and Raquel at Mania would give you a possible shot at another title. Why you can't just be like Naomi? Just tell the damn truth. I don't like that bitch. I don't like her, so I took her ass out. And I thought I was going to be able to have a title reign with Lyra's ass, but her punk ass can't keep it together for 5 minutes when I get knocked out. So now, since I can't have my tag team titles back, which Bailey, let me tell y'all something. Becky's ass ain't never kept them tag team titles longer than 2 seconds. Every time that hoe win tag team titles, she ends up losing it within a week's time or within a month or two's time. Like in a time frame of a week to a month, Becky's ass is always losing them damn tag team championships. She ain't never kept them past that time frame. 30 days. Barely. I'll thank her for being a leprechaun. That's all she gonna get from me. That's crazy. Her taking Bailey out really makes no sense because what she do? Apparently, that woman tormented her for 6 years. I don't know if y'all can count, but going all the way back to 2020, 2019, Becky's ass was pregnant. If I recall, she got pregnant with Rue. It was 2019, 2020. Matter of fact, I think it was 2020 she got pregnant with Rue because we was in the shutdown. So Becky was gone. I don't know how she been tormenting her for 6 years, and she only been back on the roster for oh girl, whatever. God knows. Bailey and Becky have not crossed paths in 2 years, but that's what I'm saying. You didn't even correlate the feud correctly. Like, it just don't make no sense to me. Ricardshire Rudolph said, yep, 2020. That's what I thought. You be correct. June 2020 is when she gave up the belt. Because she was pregnant. Yeah. Correct. Okay, so it's 2025. The only time that she had a run-in with Bailey was after that. And it was like 2021, 2022, around the time when she had got the title back. She had came back. She got the championship in 2022, causing Bianca all types of havoc. She came back. She was there. Her and Bianca had that title match. I think it was 2022. They had that title match at SummerSlam. Bianca won the title back. Bailey shows up, and that's when they started going in, right? And then Bailey coming with receipts because when Becky first turned heel in NXT, she turned on Bailey. She said, "Let me go in on that man's wife." I'm gonna do y'all a favor and let y'all in today because I'm telling y'all that's it's bullshit. I swear it was 2022 is when the Damage Control came up. Damage Control attacked Becky. Becky was out, right? And it left Bianca to fight Damage Control on her own, which Bianca did. This whole story is just odd. It's odd, babe. It's an odd duckling. Red
I've been
going
wanting
on
to
it.
crash out all day, so this is fantastic for me.
Oh God.
I've literally been up since 4 a.m.
So why you ain't sleep?
Too tired to sleep. That lady, that tweet that I tweeted about her is getting a lot of traction. So obviously not crazy.
I haven't been on Twitter today.
Hold on, I'll read you what I said. I got like a lot of retweets, likes, and
You did it under your account, your
comments.
personal?
No, I
No,
don't. No, I'm down for a count.
No,
she
she
did it
did.
under
No, she did it
under
under
the
ours.
death of the count. The count.
I said Becky is who y'all paint Charlotte out to be, but put on rose-colored glasses on when it comes to Miss Arm Drag. But I
Well,
digress.
well, did she lie?
I want to talk about opportunities taken. Becky has done it for the fourth fucking time now. But God forbid Charlotte has a moment when she comes back from her first major injury.
Amen.
Mind you, she has never been injured. How long has she been there now? Like over 10 years?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
And over
clock
10 years,
15.
that woman has never been injured. And then she was
Clock
also
15.
going through a personal traumatic experience.
Yeah.
But we're gonna call her all sorts of bitches and hoes,
Yep.
talk about her appearance, talk about how she can't keep a man, but let alone half of you can't even wash your ass right. But
Hmm.
Okay.
let's keep going. Let's keep going, because I will. Is nothing open? I'm so irritated. Um, it's just it's just so low hanging fruit. And then not only that, I'm like, if you're gonna sit here, bitch, and come back and take people's opportunities, at least be good on the mic.
Yeah.
Because I literally thought I was having an aneurysm the first part of her promo. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn, I'm tired. I should go to bed. But no, she just couldn't figure out how to talk. You think she would know how to talk when she was just off for fucking 9 months or whatever else she was gone doing nothing. She
Her
literally comes
promo.
back,
Yeah.
takes an opportunity from Bailey, who's literally been holding, especially when the division was down bad with um and when she got knocked up with paper clips, super glue, and Sasha's wig strings.
Hmm.
And then she comes back, like you said, did that shit with Bianca, whatever, yada yada yada. That weird shit with Trish, leaves again, does something else, comes back, leaves again, comes back. Her first night wins a fucking belt. Second night has a match, gets turned, and then goes automatically into another title match on Saturday, which she low key probably is gonna win. And that makes me sick because you know what? And then when people try to argue with, like, oh, well, or when people try to argue when obviously like the Tiffany and Charlotte thing, and they're like, well, Tiffany deserved to win. No, she fucking did it because
She
she
did it.
never held her own against Charlotte. Lyra
Hmm.
held her own against Becky
Did.
on the mic and
Yep.
in the ring.
Yep.
Hmm.
And that's the big fucking difference. And that is the key. And that what makes me mad, because that little fucking blow up doll gets to keep her belt, but Lyra's probably gonna lose it. And you know what makes me mad? Because I've been dragging little bird lady up and down the street by by her wings
Yep.
for
Hmm.
a very long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I never said that girl couldn't wrestle, but I was over her. But when she held her own and got her together, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stand. I'm not gonna stand right beside you, but I'm gonna stand behind you a little
I'll
bit.
be in the background.
I'll
I
be.
wave a little flag for you.
That's right.
Like I'm not on your side, but on your side of the room.
I'm
Yes.
here.
Yeah,
I'll make
like
sure it's a pillow down here when you
we're both
fall.
going to the same destination, but we're getting there different.
Right. I'm
Like
getting
Yeah.
in the car.
we're in different.
You gonna be
We're
on
in
the
different
bus.
cars.
Okay.
Yeah.
You in the
You
bus,
can
I'm gonna be in the car.
I will be in the car.
Like
Hmm.
we're not doing all this. And so my thing is with Rebecca is that this isn't the first, like I said, this is the second, this is even a third time this has happened, but no one has barely makes a fucking peep about it.
Told you.
hmm
Not a peep about it. And I really honestly, and I genuinely, and I know I say like I want to know the answer, but then I don't. I genuinely want to know why. I genuinely, honest to God, and I don't like engaging with wrestling fans often. I really, really want to know what you guys deem the difference between what Becky has done continuously to the one time that Charlotte was in this thing with Tiffany. I would
You know
really,
what they say?
really,
You know
really
what
like
they
to know
say? I've
the
seen it.
difference.
They say that Charlotte was difficult backstage, and they only mention the time that she had the issue with Becky, and the time she had, and the just recent time that she had with Tiffany Stratton. They say that she phones in her matches when she feels like it. That she almost had a shoot fight with Nia Jax. Um, they said that backstage she's a nightmare, and that they know that she's a nightmare because they've heard it throughout the what they call it, the IWC. They've heard how much of a nightmare she is to work with, and I was
Which
just
is
like,
crazy because I've never
I've
heard
never
that.
heard that.
And no, the reason why that it's like because all of these things come from rumors that get debunked.
Yes.
That's the crazy thing. Because like the whole thing with Nia herself literally said Charlotte got too into the match. They scrapped for a little bit. She pulled her to the side and the back, and she's like, "Yo, we good? We good?" That was it. And then like they bring up the whole like when like the whole like belt exchange that happened some years ago
They both were
during Survivor
childish for
Series.
that. That's not even a Charlotte
Yeah.
thing. They
And
were
I was
both
like,
childish.
and I'm like, the thing that's so crazy about that is that there like an article that came out that literally said that the reason why Charlotte and Becky were in her feelings is because neither of them wanted to do it, and but because they don't have control over creative, they were forced to do it, and they were both upset about it.
But only Charlotte got the smoke.
Yeah.
And then you go into Tiffany. Y'all don't listen. Tiffany, the promo Charlotte cut on Tiffany, it didn't talk nothing about her man. It talked nothing about her face, her body, her surgeries, none of that. It didn't talk about her being alone. All it talked about was the fact that she got her championship through a cash in, which is true.
It's a fact. And she
It's
got in
true.
her damn feelings. Like, bitch, if your skin is this thin, you're gonna crumble
hmm
when some because Charlotte don't even be digging in people like that.
And she didn't dig into her. She basically was just like, girl, she got mad. I got bullied. She cut me off while I was the one who was being spoken to. I'm like, okay, and when you get your time to talk, cut her ass deep like you supposed to. Y'all sit up here and y'all will give the most mediocre person all the room in the world to be successful, right? But when true excellence and true skill and talent is in your face, you're mad and you're jealous because it doesn't look the way you want it to. Y'all
I
said that she bowled over Rhea Ripley and buried her. No, that's not true. Rhea
that
Ripley
never
said it
even happened.
herself. She was not ready. And she said going up against Charlotte proved I wasn't ready. So I had to go back to the drawing board and get myself together. That's exactly what Tiffany's ass had to do. Iron sharpens iron. You don't get better by just being mediocre and handed everything. That's not how the real world works. And even in the WWE kayfabe grand scheme of things, if we were to go about things the way y'all wanted to, everybody would be champion.
And
That's
not
boring
only
as
that,
hell.
regardless of Rhea losing that first time, that was a good match.
Yeah,
Regardless of her losing. And then when she came back and got her 1-2 for Charlotte, it was that much better. Why? Because she overcame her. And she proved that I am ready. I can carry it. And sure enough, Rhea was ready this time.
And she beat her.
And that's the point. Y'all get such fucking stan brains and you want to rush these people. Tiffany is not ready. She's a shitty champion. Let's
yeah.
just call a spade a spade.
Well,
I've been clocked her too.
I'd rather have Nia as champion. I don't even
I'd
fuck with
rather
Nia like
have
that.
a fucking doorknob as a champion. She sucks. She can't talk. She botches 2 to 3 times, and I don't even care about botches half the time. But she fucking up all. She fucks up at least twice during a match. She's not ready. And I wish people would realize that. And it's not to discredit the natural talent and whatever and her charisma that she has. We're not saying that, is that she's
Yeah,
not ready. And that's okay to not be ready. I don't understand why people get so in their panties in a twist when you're like when you tell them like their fave isn't ready. It's fine. I love Roxanne. I'm very worried about her.
yeah.
I think
I'm
Roxanne's gonna
very
be
worried
fine.
about Roxanne, and I love Roxanne, and I'm
I
very
think she'll
worried.
be fine.
I'm a little concerned, but that's a different topic of conversation. So my thing is that I hope these little rumblings and rumors are true, and Miss May. And at first, I didn't want her to come. I do want her to come simply so she could get put on SmackDown, and I can personally metaphysically push Mariah to snatch that title out of her hands and put it on a real bad blonde bitch that's not Charlotte.
I cannot with her.
That's actually gonna do something.
Okay, because a Mariah May and Charlotte feud would go even crazier.
If she thinks what Charlotte quote unquote was doing to her and
Was
was
bullying.
talking to her, she's going to cry when that first, if obviously this is like fantasy booking, she's going to lose her mind that first promo Mariah cuts against her. Because Mariah's nasty
She is.
and she don't care.
As long as
Okay,
WWE
because
don't leash her.
Mariah actually had to fucking slum it out and got
She
her
had to
ass beat in
grind.
Japan. And this is the shit that I hated when Tiffany first got to the roster, especially once they gave her Money in the Bank. I was like, they are giving her way too much too soon.
Mhm.
And that's not gonna do nothing, and it's not gonna help her because I'm sorry, it's like again, iron sharpens iron. You learn through the grind, but when you walk in and you're just given things, I'm like, you're gonna coast because you've already been rewarded for just being there.
It's a participation trophy.
Yeah, because I'm like, because when you look at Tiffany, like especially with like the rise that she's had, just felt so synthetic, and I also feel like them not making her a full face is also kneecapping her really bad because them making her like this weird like the crowd is rooting for her or like they're cheering for her, but she's still doing heel shit just doesn't make sense. It's very like wishy-washy.
Mm, well, one can only hope that they will get it together. But it seemed like the Rollinses.
I'm sick of everybody in that fucking house. And that includes Paul Heyman, because I'm assuming he's probably sleeping at the foot of their bed like a damn
Okay,
dog.
it's just staring at them. like an old
Sick
fat
of
cook.
them. Braun Breaker probably made a doghouse for his ass. I'm sick
Doghouse.
of every single person that's attached to that household. Everybody needs to go home. Everybody needs to go home, and I don't want to see any of those people till Mania, after Mania next year.
No, I
Yeah.
Not even Mania. I need to see you. You can come back the Raw after Mania.
I
You're
don't want to
doing
see him
too
until
much.
SummerSlam.
That's why I said y'all are gonna hate me once it comes because I'm trying to get better and speaking things into existence, especially positive things. Whenever I come abroad and I rip some part of creative from Paul so he can do whatever, y'all will not like me. So I'm
Mm.
immediately sending a lot of people home. I'm gonna call a meeting and I'll be like, everyone look under your chair. We're gonna play a game. If you have a pink slip underneath your chair, you go home. You will get contacted for a potential storyline, but after or like for WrestleMania Fallout. If you got a white one, you can stay here for a little bit. If you get a yellow one, you're taking a 4 to 5-ish month break. My assistant will email you with storylines at the end of the 4 months.
No, I agree. I like that because that still goes into my rotation idea. So fuck yeah, let's do it.
Rotation, rotation, rotation.
I
Been
used to
telling you.
not like it, and I'll give you your flowers for this. Like back in the day, like a couple years ago, you said this. I'm like, Tiff, this. Oh my gosh, this is doing too
I
much.
told you.
No, I
And
have
and
been
I
on
was
your
like,
side with this,
a lot
Tiffany.
of
I
y'all
have
need to go
been on
home.
your
I'm
side.
so tired of looking at
I'm
you.
telling you.
If
Unless you're gonna
I
be putting over somebody, like I didn't need to see Becky. Becky didn't need to be back.
Becky could have
It,
stayed at home and kept breastfeeding that baby for another 6 months.
and if we're being fair, did Brian Breaker need Seth Rollins?
Seth
He
No.
was
Rollins, and
he
this
was
is gonna
already
sound
getting
real
over.
crazy. Seth Rollins needs Braun Breaker more than Braun Breaker needs
Well,
Seth Rollins. If you want to get real, have some real tea.
Brian was already over. He already had the draw of the crowd, whether it was boos or cheers. They were already with him all day. They barked when that man came out there. He was already getting viral clips just from doing them spears. The man is impeccable in terms of athleticism, and his speed is crazy at his weight. Okay. So he didn't need to be hooked up with Paul Heyman or Seth. They do. In turn, she's right. Seth and Paul need him. But I just don't like the fact that he was even pulled into this.
And
I
to
don't
be a
like it.
bodyguard, and low key, and I like Braun Breaker, but I'm not like a huge fan of him. He was just Intercontinental Champion, and you're making him a fucking bodyguard.
Yeah,
That's what
this
I'm
is a
saying.
step down.
That makes me mad. Like if I was him, I'd low key feel some type of way
He must be getting something out
because
the
that's
deal that he
crazy. I don't like
enjoys.
that.
Because that's exactly what it
And
is.
he was a
And the
decent
thing,
champion too.
He was.
and the thing
Like
is
I
too,
don't
is
like that
like
for him.
even if like, because it obviously is like even if this is like a ploy to get him into the top of the card, like
He
how
didn't
like
need
is it?
that to get in top
He
of the
didn't
card.
That's
need
what
it.
I'm
I'm like,
saying.
because also I'm like, how is this gonna end? Is someone gonna turn and then we're gonna go into a singles feud? Because that I'm sick of that storyline too. We
I
don't need to
mean, I
rehash that
think
either.
that Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker are going to turn on Seth Rollins at some point. That's happening. But my thing was with this is that you could have had Braun Breaker in title contingency after this Logan Paul shit because we already know that him and Jason Uso have a past.
Yeah,
So why didn't you just do that? Then when he lost to Jay Uso, then I can understand you having him come into the fold with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman because obviously he would have lost that match to Jay Uso. He would be in the dumps. That would make sense, right? But you pulled the trigger way before you could even let it have a true explanation for it. Because the casual fan
Hunter,
is
when I
watching
catch
and they're
you.
just like, okay. But us, the ones who are like deep diving, we're like, okay, this doesn't make sense storyline wise because Braun doesn't need to be pulled up from the dumps. This would make sense for somebody like Trick Williams, who's been crashing out on NXT for the last couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense for him. If you wanted a bruiser type guy, it would make sense for you. I don't know who else is on the roster. I wish Bronson Reed was there because that would be perfect.
When is he
Yeah.
coming back?
I don't know,
Didn't
I
he
but he
miss
break
had
both
him.
of
broke
his
his
ankles?
ankle.
Yeah, I know he still has like a lot of rehab to do, but I miss him.
Like, if
I
you
don't
was
know. I
gonna do
miss
that,
seeing
you
his
could have turned
titties.
Braun Strowman's ass heel and used Braun Strowman. He wasn't doing shit.
I
They
wouldn't
could
have
pick,
wanted
you know who would have been good? Was someone to like have, but they gotta have, the couples on the same show. Like that honestly, they could have plugged Rusev in that.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Because
Especially
Rusev
with the
was a Paul
character,
Heyman
his
guy.
his Redeemer character, they
Yeah.
easily could have worked Rusev
That
in
would
there.
have made sense. And it would have worked with the reveal and the return and everything that they had going on. It would have worked.
And also his promo last week, I was pleasantly surprised. I was shocked.
I just
I
don't
said,
care.
not you learning how to talk. When did this happen?
I just don't like Rusev, so I don't care.
I don't.
I know when
I've
he
been.
came
I've
back and the
always been
pop happened, I
indifferent
was like,
about
y'all,
him.
it's just Rusev.
Yeah, I've been heavily indifferent about Rusev his entire career. But I was like, you know what? I like that. Well, I really care about you, no, but I'll give you your props.
I ain't gonna lie, he cut a good promo last week. I just
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah. I was like, it's
Yeah.
good. It was a good little entertainment. I'm not gonna like, tweet about it or buy a shirt or anything from you, but good for you, sis.
Everybody that's a
No,
villain
for
come
real.
back and take out Alpha Academy. I'm like, damn, Otis and them can't even breathe right.
I
Shit.
know that's what
Like
that's that's what pissed me off the most.
The
Because
fuck did
like
they do?
I was watching it, and then when they came out and actually got the promo, I was like, not them actually using Alpha Academy. Like, okay, I see what's happening. The Rusev comes in and destroys them. And I said, oh, you know what? That's my bad. That was my fault for
oh
assuming
what?
they were
That's my
actually going to do
fault.
something. Like,
I
I
should have known
really
better.
thought, right? Because I'm like, they're not going to use them. They're not going to use them three for nothing.
They sure
Hell
did.
no. I was like, you know what? That's fucked up. Like Alpha Academy ain't even did shit. And I'm like, Akira and Otis and Maxine be getting their asses whooped daily.
Daily
I hope
after
they
getting
get
bullied
paid
by
good
Chad
for it.
Gable.
I hope they get paid good for it. I really do. Them checks must be real nice. Anyways, y'all, Raw, that was it. The ending of Raw was probably the best part of the show. Honestly, the rest of it was filler. You had Becky, and then Logan Paul just attacked Jay Uso while he was dapping up the fans and saying goodnight to him. He pretty much came out there and punched the boy in the face on
Fucking
some sneak
loser.
attack shit. It don't matter to me. I don't give a fuck. He gonna lose at Backlash.
And
The
that's
man,
what makes me mad that they had him pin fucking AJ Styles
that's
because
that's the
he's
that's the
gonna
other
lose
point,
that backlash. Like I'm so irritated by that.
which don't make no sense to me. They like he gonna continue his mania streak. What? What?
He doesn't have a mania streak. He lost a mania match.
Whatever. I said
It's
whatever.
Hunter's long term
I think he's
storytelling,
lost at least
guys.
I think he's lost at least two mania matches.
He definitely has.
Yeah,
Let
he
me
does
see.
not have no WrestleMania streak. Who even by?
But it's Hunter's long term storytelling, guys. We gotta trust the process.
Yep,
It'll
3
take
wins and
87
one loss.
years.
He has won his last 3 Mania matches, and he previously saw a WrestleMania match that he lost to Seth Rollins at Mania 39.
Yeah, he don't have a mania record. Acting like that nigga's the Undertaker.
He throws his punches so fucking wild.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I'm like, who fights like that?
A white boy from the burbs, I guess.
Why are you standing 5 feet away from somebody and then throwing a long ass punch? What are you
Facts.
doing? What are you doing?
I'm gonna say something.
That's not how you fight.
I'm gonna say something. Only you gonna get it, and I hate it that I'm going to say it.
What?
What is the one thing that Anthony yells all the time from anime that I cannot say?
That Pegasus punch?
All Logan Paul in the court doing just charging Pegasus meteor punches and throwing that bitch.
That is so stupid. It is so stupid. You're right.
And he's throwing punch.
No, let him speak. Let him speak.
That is so stupid. It's so stupid. It's such a wild punch. There's no way you're gonna have enough power to knock somebody out by throwing a punch like that. It's like beating a fight and you're windmilling. You're not gonna hit anything. Like, I would dead ass be able to sidestep that. What are you talking about? Just full on Spider-Man. Just watch you wildly throw this punch at me. What are you doing?
It's because he ain't no diva.
He ain't no diva.
It's so stupid.
He ain't no diva.
She
That's
said
how I
not
felt
even one
seeing
punch man
CM
can make
Punk.
that work.
Right.
Listen, and I love me some Saitama, okay? But bitch, that's
She is the
crazy.
first thing.
Not you comparing him to One Punch Man.
That's what Aaliyah said. She said not even one punch man can make that work. He can't.
I'm so sick of One Punch Man.
I
That
love
is
that
so
man.
crazy. That anime is fucking like 10 years old. It got like 2 seasons.
I'm so tired of them.
That
I've
is
been waiting on
sick.
the third
I wish
season, and I'm
I want
so
them to
mad.
just cancel it. I don't care no more. Please
I'm
just
like, what are
cancel
you
it.
doing?
I don't want them to do nothing no more. What do you mean? What are you doing? There's nothing to do. If they wanted to do something, they would have done it.
And then they got us all. We've been sitting here. It's been what? It's been more than 3 years.
We get to sit here and
They
wait
done
a
came
long
out with like
periodically time.
30,000 seasons of Jujutsu Kaisen. They got all types of shit for Demon Slayer. I'm like, what is happening?
We're 16. Fucking One Piece dropped like 30 seasons. I don't even watch One Piece. My Hero has at least dropped 4 seasons. There's a new season. I'm very behind on that show.
Ain't it finna end?
It's final season.
And they done ended Attack on Titan, right?
Attack on Titan is over with.
Yeah, Attack on
Yeah.
Titan. I had to stop watching it because it's like too much. It's too depressing.
Yeah, it is very
Yeah, it is so bad.
I'm like, that's the real world is depressing enough.
I was like, damn, y'all could have left it so that the nigga won the fight. Y'all just turned him into a whole goddamn tyrant. What the fuck?
Yeah. I do need to catch up on My Hero really bad.
I'm not watching that. Gerard watches it. I just let him tell me what's happening when he watches it.
I love My Hero, but I think I because I got like comic spoiled and I got very upset. So I think that's why I took myself out of it a little bit because I need to make sure that they're okay because I'm not gonna watch that person die and not come back or whatever on a show. I refuse. So I think I need to research.
I got one more anime that I do watch. I watched that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Oh, that's a good one.
That.
What?
It's an anime called That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. It is literally the title.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I love that show so much.
It's so good.
And I watched Sakamoto Days over here on Netflix.
Oh, I was about to say that. I love
Sakamoto Days. I love it. I started watching it and I told AJ, I was like, oh yeah, this is my new obsession. Be prepared.
You know what show I like and it's very similar to that, very, very similar. I can't think of the name of it. But it's this man who used to be in the Yakuza.
Is it the husband one?
Yeah, and he's like a stay-at-home, and then he becomes just like a stay-at-home husband.
Yeah, I was watching that one too. What is the name of that one, AJ?
I can't remember.
Hold on, I think it's still up here.
It's
It's
so
House
funny.
Husband something.
Yeah. And what other show that I liked, and I don't even like reverse harems, is Oron High School. There's only one season, which I'm very
Not
salty
Orion High
about.
School Host Club. Oh
I
my
love that. That show is so cute.
I can't with you.
And I don't, when I say I don't like stuff like that, like absolutely
Yeah.
not. And
When
I
I
don't
tell
even know
you,
why I end up watching it. And I was like, this is actually low key entertaining.
it is. I'm not gonna front, but I just did not see that for you.
You don't see that for me because that's literally the only one I've watched and probably the only one I will ever watch. Because
Yeah.
I
I was
thought,
like, I've been contemplating like starting Fairy Tale, like, because I never finished it. So I think I might pick Fairy Tale back up and just go from the beginning all the way and watch all 50,000 seasons.
yeah, I've been getting bullied by two of my friends at least twice a month about watching One Piece.
Fuck One Piece. I don't care.
I don't want to watch One
But
Piece because everybody watches it.
and not only that, there's too much. I've heard there's too much filler. Like
Yeah.
there's so many episodes where literally just nothing happens. But one of my coworkers was telling me that they are coming out with like a newer version of One Piece, and it's basically cutting out all of the fillers.
So it's gonna be like Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z Kai was just all the story without all the filler shit in
Oh,
between
so
every
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
what
episode.
we was watching on Adult Swim at night when we was when you could watch it. Because I didn't see the
Yes.
filler episodes. I just saw
Yeah.
all the story.
They labeled it
Yes.
as Dragon Ball Z, but they were essentially showing you Dragon Ball Z Kai without the filler.
Okay, got it, got it.
Because they
Yeah.
knew that
So
if it was Dragon Ball Z Kai, nobody was gonna watch it. So Adult
Oh,
Swim was like, we're gonna put it as Dragon Ball Z. But this is Dragon Ball Z Kai because there was no fillers. Because I remember you was watching one episode and then it went off, and then the next story episode popped up. I'm like, hold on, wait a goddamn minute.
yeah, because I was
I'm
sitting there
like,
watching it with you.
oh, it is 6 episodes of fillers before this episode.
And I'm
What the
like,
fuck
what
is
did you?
this?
I'm like, what are you talking about? This the next episode. Why we can't just watch the next episode?
Wait a goddamn
You're like,
minute.
you get all the good shit, and I have to watch 6 fillers in here. And I'm like, well, don't get mad at me because
I'm like, this is bullshit.
it's so irritating. It is so
Uh,
if they actually do come up with that with One Piece, then I will watch it. But I refuse to watch it until
I'm
then.
not watching that.
That's the
yeah,
only
no,
way
I'm
I'll
not.
watch it.
I
What
refuse.
other
I just
anime?
never.
I
Yeah.
start and drop so many animes it's sick. Jujutsu Kaisen is one of them, and that's only because I like just forgot about it. And
I
I
can't get
don't
into Jujutsu Kaisen. I've tried.
and I don't know where I left off at. So I would
I don't
have to
get it.
restart. I would have to
Mhm.
restart the entire show. What other one?
I don't understand
Fire
people's
Force.
obsession with Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't get it.
I never understood it either, but I'm also just not like a big shonen person.
I love Shonen and Shonen Jump. It's one show, and I don't think they've come out with any more seasons. And I was obsessed with. I found it during COVID. Was Doctor Stone?
Oh yeah,
Oh, I heard of that one.
my
I thought that
brother-in-law
was
was
just
trying to
such a
get us to
cool
watch that.
concept, and it was just such like a cool concept. I don't think they've really had any like more seasons. I think they're acting like One Punch Man.
Yeah, I do like Seven Deadly Sins. AJ got me hip to Seven Deadly Sins. I do like that, and I was gonna try and start watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
That show is so gay.
I
Oh
was
It
my
gonna
god,
is.
try and
it makes
start
me
watching
sick.
that because but I don't know. I just haven't sat down and watched it, but I heard really good things about it, and I was like, I
Once
might
you
try
get
watch
to the girl, stop watching it. It's not good no more.
it. Oh,
Which I hate. I hate to say that because I sound very Republican, but once you get to the one that's like with like all the women, it's not good.
damn. I was watching
You should.
and another anime on Netflix that I was watching. I don't know what it was called. I forgot, but it was pretty good. I don't know. I just stopped watching it, so I've been missing the show itself. But most of the animes on Netflix are pretty decent. They're not too bad.
Yeah. I think the last anime that I watched was Uzumaki or Izumaki. That was on HBO. Oh, I'm pretty sure it's still on there. It's on HBO Max.
Yeah.
And it's about the fucking like spirals and everyone's like fucking losing their shit.
Oh, I don't like Chainsaw Man. I don't like it. Besides wrestling and cooking and baking, I've been going to the gym for the past 2 weeks to be more healthy. Well, good for you, Kayla.
Love that.
You you
I
just
know. I've been also making sure I under get I've been getting into F1 more, especially since like it's like in the beginning of the season and like figuring out what's going on, and it's like very honestly, if you guys like drama, I recommend watching F1.
Yeah, I have the F1 video game from like 2 years ago. I be tearing up
eh?
in that thing.
And it's not even, it's just racing. It's like the racing, the pageantry. It's low key like wrestling if you want to be fucking
They
real
be
about it.
beefing, like they
No,
be
they
doing some
argue
dirty
and they're
shit.
nasty and they like they'll be arguing and tattling on each other. They're driving
Hmm.
a fucking 200 mile per hour and they're sitting there tattling on the person who's fucking two places ahead of them. Like so and
Yeah.
so did it illegal, cut me off and blah blah, and then they're like, okay, well this is like make sure you check like switch over to whatever because this is low, and then they'll keep mentioning it. So the stewards, so F1 talk, so stewards are basically like the fucking overlords, and so they'll keep mentioning that, so the stewards like pick up on it and then they'll start an investigation. So like during the race they'll be like, hey, so whenever either the stewards will come up with a decision then, or they'll be like, hey, after you get out of your race you got to go talk to the stewards because your place is either you're not going to get your point a place, your place is going to be knocked down, or you're not going to get your points, or you're going to get seconds, are you going to get time added on to your final time. And then it's just like messy, and then like the outfits and like all the wags are fabulous, and like the cattiness, and like they have like in the post race, especially if they were fucking fighting on the track and then like they finish like on the podium and they got to sit there in a cool down room.
Mm.
They be beefing. I remember the one of the last conversations I had with my brother was about F1 because I was talking about like I'm like, hey, wasn't Danica Patrick in F1? He was like, yeah, and he went into this whole lore about how he doesn't like Danica Patrick.
I didn't know they was going at it like that on no Formula One. I always thought Formula One was very much for the rich people. I was like, this ain't my cup of
Well, with them
tea.
ticket prices, it clearly is.
So I heard. I was like, what the hell? The coach said she was gonna go. And then she told us the ticket prices. I said, bitch. They said that shit to you with a straight face. What the fuck? I mean,
They say,
granted,
yeah.
at least with that 10K, they get food and
Oh,
stuff. Like you pay 10K to go. Like they wanted us to pay 10K for the suite at the Brown Stadium. That did not include food.
that was crazy.
That was just for the suite itself. We had to buy food on our own separately. And that man told us usually the going rate for food was like $2,000 for the amount of people we was gonna have in the room. And I was like, sir,
Play
I
with
will
someone
sneak
else's time.
I will sneak some chicken wrapped in foil in my bag before I have my ass in here paying $2,000 for some food I can't take home.
Mm.
No.
No, I'm just thinking about that chicken you cooked. That stuff was fire. That was so good. It was so good.
I'm so mad because Nicole, she did not get to have it. And she was pissed. And I was like,
I
well,
should have taken more.
I can't freeze it and ship it. Like, because Dry was going to drive it to her. He was like, we can take her to food, babe. I'm like, that's a 2-hour drive. He was like, well, she was going to come see us. I'm like, yeah. So next time we have one and she can't come, Dry said he going to get her. She can't. She can't come to the house on her
Sorry,
No,
I
own.
at
had a
this
work
point, if
call.
we
What
having another
happened?
get together, we
He
talking
said we
about
was talking about the last time he was supposed to come to my house when we had SummerSlam.
Well, the curse might have been lifted because I actually got to Mania this year. So,
Yeah, she did, babe. She did get the mania,
But listen.
and she did get
If we
sick.
have another hangout, yeah.
I know I
But if
didn't
we
get
have another
you know
hangout,
what?
I
I
will
was
pick up
scared that
Nicole
I was going to
myself.
get sick after because
Yeah.
there was quite a few people who were saying who was it? I've seen like I saw like quite a few people who literally said that they had who got the flu afterwards. Like
Oh,
Oh no,
I am shocked I didn't get sick.
because you was blessed and highly favored. Amen.
okay.
Not that bank account. That was crazy. Vegas is too expensive. But yeah, if you
Yeah,
guys like drama and also a lot of the guys are like great looking,
And
yeah,
they're attractive.
huh?
They're attractive.
yeah.
Yes, they are attractive. They're fucking, and then also it's just funny because it's just a bunch of catty rich people driving around in fast cars and being messy.
Oh, I don't know. I might watch it. It ain't ghetto like NASCAR, so
Oh no, it's oh god, don't ever. It's NASCAR. They're like, ugh, NASCAR.
NASCAR is ghetto. I don't care what
NASCAR
nobody
is the someone said it was so funny. Someone was like, I don't know, obviously they're American and they're like, oh, is it like NASCAR? And and then I forgot who it was, and they're like, no, it's a
say.
lot harder. Which is true, like it is, it's hard, and
It
like that's
is.
what I'm saying. I was like, because you have to, especially like nowadays, you have to like you basically you so you're driving this fast ass car, and then you have to also like navigate switching over to different like pressures and paying attention to your tire degrade basically like your tire degradation, and then all these other things, and then also making sure you're following his rules, like you're entering the pit lane when you should, and like not speeding up when you see like whatever certain flags. There's literally like 8 different fucking flags, and like
There's a lot
if
going
they're
into
behind
this.
like, and like when there's a safety car, like you have to make sure you're behind like a certain distance, and it's like a lot. And it's not, and also cars are like, and then also you're not driving just like a circle like NASCAR, you're just driving just a big ass circle. Like you have
Mhm.
turns, and then also you have to deal with like weather conditions, and like you're in, and literally they're in there for like 2 hours. They're literally in there sweating or freezing their asses off, and all most of the time they're sweating. Like when they're in there, they lose up to like 10 kilos
Yeah.
driving because it's so hot in there.
Jesus.
And them
This sound
suits
like
they
some
be wearing.
Yeah,
drama.
and also nowadays they have to wear all these suits because of like, a lot of people, because them niggas used to die.
Yeah.
Like boop, die. Especially in Monaco, they people well, they kind of, it's, I mean, it's a little bit more safe. Monaco still isn't really the greatest, but before they had like the one barriers, people used to drive in the fucking water.
Oh,
People would die, I mean, not all the time, but there's quite a few. Like there's Charles Leclerc, like he's a Ferrari driver right now. Like his godfather like died smacked in a wall. They
Jesus.
actually, and this was really sad. Also, little clip cheat notes. If you do want to get into F1, they do have a reality show on Netflix called Drive to Survive.
Oh,
So
I'll
that's
start
how
there.
I randomly like start. I think it would like randomly popped up because I watch like a lot of sports documentaries, and that like popped up and I just like hit it and I was like, wow, this is so interesting, and that's how I started getting into it. But if you want an easy gateway, and then also that's how they also grew their American audience as well, is that show.
Mm.
So if you want like an
Mm.
easy segue into watching the show and getting to know the drivers and like basically the world of F1, like I recommend that show because it's shown, I want to say like the last 7 years of F1, and it's just like very interesting. Some of it is obviously like very, very traumatized. Like, even though Max Verstappen is like crazy, but they make him seem like he's like such a villain and he's not. He's just like his dad's just like really fucked up and like fucked him up. So he's like, I have to win. And he's just like very aggressive on like driving wise, like super, super aggressive. Um, but that's obviously, like I said, that stemmed from his massive daddy issues. But it's good. Like it's real tea.
Kayla
Oh, I'm
said, "Can I get some advice on hosting a wrestling PLE get together?" It's not hard.
That's a Tiff question.
yeah, make it a potluck. Make it a
It's not
potluck.
hard. I mean, depends on how many people you're having. Since this is your first time, I would start off small, put together an easy menu, stuff that everybody would eat. Make sure you check for allergies. I had to with the amount of people that was going to be coming to my house. Check for allergies. Make sure you write down people's allergies so you can cook the food accordingly. If you have to cook stuff in separate batches, you're gonna need to protect them from the allergies. Other than that, all you want to do is you buy stuff that everybody can drink. So stick to juices. Don't really buy soda because a lot of people don't buy soda or pop, as they say here in Cleveland. Um,
Soda.
everybody, everybody doesn't drink the fizzy drinks. So just buy a little bit of everything. The way I did it was we had tea, there was lemonade, there was pop here. We did something easy. We went with wings because everybody likes wings. So we did two kinds of wings. What was it? Garlic wings, and then we did garlic parmesan, and then we had the regular ones. We took half of those and put them in barbecue sauce, and we took another half and put them in buffalo. And you can eat whatever you wanted. We had all the sauces laid out.
Hello?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
I was just
Um,
listening to you.
no, I thought because he said hello, so I thought I thought my sound cut out. Damn it! That's AJ playing the game, by the way. So don't mind him. Uh, just have everything laid out. Put it on the biggest table in your house. Make sure you have everything laid out. The way my house was laid out, the dining room is right next to the living room, so everybody was able to go in there and get whatever they wanted. You just lay everything out. Make something that's accessible and easy that can feed a crowd. Wings is a good thing. Um, I'm a big dinner person, so if I didn't make wings that day, I probably would have made two big pans of lasagna, and they would have had lasagna that day. Um, but you can look up really good recipes to make. You can do pigs in a blanket. You can do a hot dog bar like we did for Mania this year. It was really easy. You grill the hot dogs, put them out. Everybody can get whatever they want. Put a plethora of things for toppings. You can have chips, French fries, whatever you want. It really depends on the crowd and what you plan on cooking. If you got a small crowd of people, you don't have to worry about cooking a lot. So just plan it out. Go on Google and search for some party food ideas, especially if you are a cultural girl like we are. Utilize the stuff in your culture. You're Puerto Rican, Kayla, so start looking at some of the stuff
Reckon.
you can you're Rican. You can start picking up stuff that you can make in large quantities for a crowd. People will pretty much eat anything when it's free. Honestly, they don't care as long as they're not an insufferable vegan. It's fine. I didn't have any of those people at my house, and I asked Nicole if she was still vegan. That way, I would have had something separate for her. but at that time she
I am
wasn't.
occasionally.
So that's
And
why
it's
I asked.
usually in the summertime, so thank you for that.
That's why I asked because it was SummerSlam, and I was like, well, maybe Nicole, she might be vegan this time, but I don't think that. I think that she wasn't vegan during the time of SummerSlam last year, so we were good. But I had something on the side for her in case that she didn't want that. I had a veggie plate in the fridge for her, but Nicole ended up not being able to make it, so we ate that. But everybody else, they just ate wings, and we just had drinks, and I don't think we had alcohol. Did we have alcohol? Oh, Rico brought the alcohol. That's where that came from. It came from
I wasn't going to because I was going to be because I wanted to be respectful, and I was like, I don't know how much I might think I might drink, but now I don't really drink like that no more. So,
it would have been fine.
yeah. But I would be looking for a dispensary though.
Wait, do we have a dispensary?
You should, because we got one here and it's a chain, which is so weird to say, and they got one literally back home, like
I
back
have
in
to talk
like
to my
my
cousin
town.
D-Shot. Cause I don't know, and I don't think he get his stuff from the dispensary. No way.
They don't get it.
He got a dude.
No, they don't get it from the dispensary here. If they go for dispensary, they go to Detroit.
My friend Deb knows where the
It's
dispensary
because it's
is here.
cheaper. It's crazy. I mean, I try not to really go to. I have to really not feel like driving if I go to the dispensary here because on average is at least 20% more going to a dispensary here than it is.
There's a bunch of people who make those edibles, and my friend Deb has somebody who makes them for her, and my brother has somebody who makes edibles here. So
My
if you need
mom's
stuff,
friend makes them sometime. Well, she's eventually like she's trying to not have her own dispensary, but she's trying to become a supplier for dispensaries in the area.
mm-hmm.
So she's been like product testing and stuff for like a couple years.
You have an anime version of the Terminator on Netflix.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to watch that. I didn't like the
I don't
Terminator
watch that either.
movies. I didn't like the movies, so I'm not gonna watch that.
I feel like I feel like this would be like a good like non-wrestling podcast topic, but I feel like the Terminator movies in general are vastly overrated.
I have to
Oh,
agree.
they are. They are.
I have to
It's
do the
just
next
like
movie podcast with Alexis and Rico because me and Gerard supposed to go see Sinners this week.
I need to go see that because I know like half the movie by now.
I know it's so they're so mean. I'm like I just want to be able to go watch the damn movie without you telling me everything that's going on.
It's
Like
not as bad as Thunderbolts though. Thunderbolts pisses me off.
yeah.
I haven't seen anything about
I've
Thunderbolts.
seen a lot. They've even done marketing. I said this movie just fucking came out. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I know they put it out there that they're the new Avengers now,
Yeah,
which I
so
was
I'm like,
like,
I don't even need to see this movie anymore.
I'm like, great, you guys
That's
have
the
now.
plot. You literally told me the plot, so I don't need to see that.
Why would you do?
That's why I don't like the MCU right
And you know
now.
they're not doing any marketing for Ironheart. Ironheart's supposed to come out soon.
You know why they're not doing no marketing.
I think everybody should
You
watch the
shouldn't even be.
show and blow
There's
it
no
up
point asking
because
that
they ain't
question.
did no marketing for that TV show.
I feel like they barely did marketing for Daredevil because I didn't realize it was on until I heard like a couple people talking about it. I was like, what?
Yeah, they did. They did one trailer for Daredevil that I saw. It wasn't as heavy as what they did for the Thunderbolts. It wasn't even close. I
They
saw
wouldn't shut the
one
fuck
trailer.
up about Thunderbolts. That's the only shit they promoted. They barely promoted Captain America. They didn't promote Daredevil. They barely promoted the Marvels. They barely promoted that show Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did they promote Agatha all along? I don't think they
Yes,
promoted
they
Agatha.
did.
Oh, they did promote.
They
Yeah,
did.
they had a
I thought it
major
went by.
marketing campaign for Agatha.
Because the title of the show kept changing.
Yeah, they at
Yeah,
first it was something else, and then they
It was
switched
supposed to be.
it.
It was like House of Harkness.
The
yes.
Um,
Coven or something like that.
I wish
Yeah.
they kept the Coven title. I like that.
My apartment's small, and my sister do not want people in our house at all.
It was
Should I
like
rent
House
a
of Harkness,
place?
Coven of Chaos, I think.
Don't be right no place for no fucking wrestling party.
No.
And what? How many people? Like how small? Again, I'm not trying to get in your business. So is it like your like who do you share the apartment with? Is it just you and your sister? Because her ass can stay in her room for the night.
Dead ass. Or not be there.
It's
You
really
know?
not that hard. It's really not that hard. She could go in her room, or yeah, exactly like Tiff said, she can go somewhere
Like if you
for the
got a roommate
night.
and they got company and you knew they were coming, like make plans for that night. I don't know. Kayla, you know what? Just for the sake of everything, put it in the group chat. And we'll talk to you in the group chat. Because Nicole asked me to go to bed. Her ass been up since 4 a.m. Did they come through for Cinco de Mayo today?
That's stupid.
Thank
I
God
was
I was off today.
it was like fine. I was good for a good chunk of the day, and then I think once it hit like 4 or something, like I really started crashing. Like I was drinking, and I only had one Red Bull today. I had coffee this
Ooh.
morning because I had to go run to GFS.
Oh, I haven't had
So on
coffee
my
yet.
way to GFS, I went and got because I told the staff that I would get I would get like donuts and shit. So I got like a couple of like the big things of Timbits because they love that. So I
Mm-hmm.
like got that and like I got myself and I was like, well, I'm gonna get myself a coffee. So like I take forever to drink my coffee when I get a coffee in the morning, and everyone always makes fun of me about it, and it makes me sick because my mom is the same way. Like
Just
I will
sipping on the
literally it
coffee.
takes I kid you not, it will take me like 6 hours to finish that coffee.
Ma'am.
That's crazy.
Ma'am.
I would like when it's super hot and I first get it, I'll get down to maybe half, and then gradually throughout the day like I'll sip it because I'll get distracted. You know what? And I'm like, "Oh shit, I still got this coffee."
It's so stupid. She said it's her sister and her stepdad, but he lives in the living room. It depends, Kayla. But go ahead and finish the conversation in the group chat. And I mean, we might talk about it again on Wednesday when I go live on Wednesday. Hopefully. Are we I have to talk to Midwest Mafia group to see when we're gonna record for that.
Are we recording Wednesday?
I thought we were recording Tuesday.
Oh, I close tomorrow, so I really can't record tomorrow.
I don't know when we're recording for that, but we need to, so I have to check the group chat and see. But I let everybody in today. I will see them again on Wednesday, and we'll have a little chit chat on Wednesday, as we always do. If not, then I'll probably go live on Wednesday, and maybe I can just have everybody come in on Wednesday and we do it all one big show. That way I can kill two birds with one stone. We'll figure it out. But thank y'all for coming in. I hope y'all enjoyed this little impromptu into the show. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all the socials. They're all scrolling at the bottom. And if you want to support the channel, you can become a member. There's new membership stuff coming up this week. Or you can always go to the merch shop and buy merch. It should be connected to this video. You can shop that stuff there, or you can go to the merch website and search for other merch as well. There's all types of stuff up there. Hope you guys enjoy it, and I will see you guys on Wednesday when we do Freestyle Wednesday. Bye.
Woo!
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.